This is a brand new ScanNCut DX that just arrived by mail. I'm going to open it up, we're going to see what's inside, and then we're going to use it. I'm Joe Rotella. Here we go. Now, the box is a little bit heavy, which actually made me feel really good because I thought, okay, this is a serious tool. This is not a toy. I'm always nervous when I open these kinds of things. I don't go too deep because I'm worried I'll cut what's inside. That's probably ridiculous to worry about, but that's just the way it is. Ta-da! There it is. So it's packed in a really nice box inside this shipping box. And I'm going to slide it out. Save this box, because if you ever want to ship it or move it, you know, I think this is handy. So I have a whole collection of boxes things came in. This will go right in that collection. And here's that outside box. Look at how beautiful this is. I just love it. Now there's a little bit of tape here, which I think I can work with my fingernails. So let's see what's inside. There's another flap, inside flaps, and there we go. So the first thing is this little box. And again, I save all this packing stuff. I don't know, it's just a thing. And the first thing we have is a little thank you for your purchase. How nice is that? And it talks about join the conversation. So remember, online there's tons of ways to connect with other ScanNCut users. So this is handy. There's a Let's Get Started guide. It looks like it's in English and Spanish. And then this one is French, and I'm not sure what I think. So we're going to keep that. And I'm going to just keep the English version out. And there's this bag of goodies. Let's see. A quick reference guide, so that's probably going to be handy. And then the warranty and a list of what comes in the box. And then the safety guide, you're going to want to read the safety guide for sure. And that looks like English, Dutch, French, Netherlands, Italian, and Spanish. And then the reference guides in other languages as well. So I'm going to just keep out the English version, and we'll put those aside. And this looks just like what's in here. This is actually really exciting. I just can't believe it. So, another plastic bag. This is the power cord. So we're going to need that. And then the mat. And that's in another bag as well. And there's some other stuff in there too. So let's open up the mat. And of course, plastic bags, be careful with kids or pets. You know, there's a suffocation hazard in there, so be safe. And a list of precautions. Don't use aerosol sprays near this. Don't attach any adhesives to parts of the mat outside this area. Don't put anything bigger than the mat. So you're going to want to read those things. And a piece of paper. And then the actual mat. So that's great. And now we have the actual machine. Let's see how I can get the machine out. You know, I'm going to lay it down and slide it out with the styrofoam. It's packed really, really well, which I think is great. And that's it. All we have is some packing material. We're going to want to save all this, just in case you ever want to put it back in the box and move it, transport it. And then there's this plastic bag around it. What a beautiful machine. Look at this. So I'm excited. Let's see. I'm going to kind of tilt it so you can see. Let's open it up. So this is, first thing that's really cool is this machine has built-in storage. There's a little sticker here that we can peel off. And let's see. It opens up. And what do we have in here? More tape. See this? It's like a blue color tape. And that's to hold things in place while things are shipping. So we're going to take those things out. This looks like the pen holder. So the pen holder, that's cool. And a pen. And I love this little storage thing. And here's another storage compartment with a little bag. Everything's so neat and clean and new. There's the stylus and a spatula. And I'm going to actually put these in the bigger compartment. And this bag has the automatic blade. Because remember, that's the cool part of this machine, is it helps do all the blade settings. No more of that, like figuring out what your blade settings should be. This handles it. This blade holder does have a protective cap. So underneath it is that very sharp blade. When we go to use it, I'm sure we're going to take this off. But then you don't want to be touching this to say, oh, is the blade in there? Because that's, it's sharp. Here's more of that blue tape. And how nice is this? The tape is folded over, so it's not flat, and you don't have to kind of peel, scratch it to get it started, which is great because I'm really fussy. I don't want any scratches on any of my machines. So let's get that out. And now we have to figure out how to get this whole thing out. Oh, there's some tabs. So that's just to hold the carriage, I think, in place while it ships. And I don't see any more tape on the front. And looking at the back, I do see some tape across the back. So let's get that off. And this back has a little tray that pulls out, and that helps support the mat when it comes out, so it doesn't, just immediately fall down. That's pretty cool. I just love the whole look, and here's the new LCD panel. Hopefully you can hear it kind of snapping as it goes up. I think we have it all opened and ready to go. So let's look in the book here. The Let's Get Started book. Gorgeous color pictures. Follow the instructions in this booklet to create this project, which is this little kind of purse thing, container thing. That's what this piece of paper is for. So how cool is this? When you get the machine, how many times you buy something and it sits in the box and you're afraid to use it for the first time? So this time, it gives you a project with the paper right in the box. And I'm just going to try it. This is brand new. I've never plugged it in. I've never used it. So we're going to do it together. It says take out the power cord. That was pretty easy. We've got that good to go. And it looks like we're going to need the pen and the pen holder, which I put in this great little storage area. Take all that out. Probably going to need the stylus and the spatula. And we're going to need the blade. Oh, I got the blade out. I'm not even thinking because I'm so excited. Okay, got everything out. Then the cutting mat and the cardstock. So I got everything good to go here. Let's see what we're doing next. We're opening the front tray cover. Make sure the front tray cover is securely resting on the table. Yep, that's true. And you want to make sure wherever we're going to use this, that there's enough room for the mat. Now, it's a little bit of an awkward position for me because I want you to be able to see. But there's plenty of room here for the mat to go in the front. And I've got a good amount of room for the mat, to come out of the back here. So we want to make sure we're on a good solid surface. And I know if we read the precautions, it's going to be saying don't stand in a puddle of water and don't do this in the rain and, all sorts of things. But I think we're good to go there. So you want to make sure that all this is secure and that there's room behind it. Before turning on the machine, remove the shipping tape and the cardboard shock-absorbing material. And I think we got all of that out. And now we connect the power cord and pull out that little rear tray that I showed you. And I'm just following exactly the steps that are in the book. So, which is really good for me because I'm not really good at following instructions, but there's little pictures, so I'm mostly looking at the pictures. And then turn the machine on. Here we go. Brother. Can you tell how excited I am? I think if I smile any harder, my face is going to break. So now we're ready to go. And it says we're going to create this project in 8 steps. So it says, starting with the mat, make sure that the arrow is facing up. This is what goes in the machine first, is this part with the arrow. So I think we're used to being able to put mats in either way. But in this case, the arrow has to go in first. And the mat has a protective cover on it, this little film. And so we want to remove the film and save this. You always want to try to keep the film on the mat because you've got dust in the air. We have a cat at home. You know, we don't want anything that'll help lose the stickiness of the mat. So I'm just going to set that down. Now we want to attach the cardstock to the mat, and you want to stay inside the black lines and press it down well. Now, I'm doing exactly what this instruction sheet says. If I had never used this material before, and if I wasn't following the instructions, it suggests that you take a little bit of your material and just touch it to part of the mat to make sure the mat isn't too sticky, you know, and then the paper or film or whatever it is, pieces of lint, stick to the mat and it's just kind of a mess. But here I don't have to do that because they gave me the paper, so they must know it's going to work. But if you're trying a new material, you're going to do that first. It sticks really nice. I mean, even when I bend the mat, the paper's not lifting off. So that's really good. Okay, next page. Now we have to do stuff on the screen. Now it says you can operate this with your finger or the stylus. And we're going to go and select patterns. And then it looks like shapes, like the Eiffel Tower. There's like an Eiffel Tower and a tree. So we have a bunch of shapes there. And then we're going to have to scroll down because at the bottom, it looks like it has this little box. So I'm going to turn this a little towards me. And on this LCD panel, which I have to tell you is incredibly crisp and clear, even at this kind of weird angle, it's rotating through projects. There's a pillow. That must be heat transfer vinyl. That would be my guess. And look at that little owl. How cute is this owl? So I could actually watch all of these, but you would be bored. So, oh, there's a paper lantern. That was on Make It Artsy. So I did one just like that on the TV show. Let's go ahead and touch. And it says the cartridge and mat will move to the initial position. Keep your hands away. Keep your hands away. Don't touch. Okay, here we go. Well, that wasn't very dramatic, so that worked well. I'm going to use my finger. Let's touch patterns. And looks like cutouts. And it said go down to the second page. And there's the little box, just like the picture. And then there's 2 versions there, the blue one and the green one. In the instructions, they picked the blue one. And looking at the difference, it looks like the blue one has part of it that's drawn and the rest is cut. And the green one looks just like all cutting. So we're going to get to play with the pen. And it says the sizes and stuff, but it's all come out just exactly what it wants. So it says set, and then it says to click OK. So, did that. And now we put the pen in the pen holder. So here's the little pen, and it has a protective cap on it. And you know, I'm always nervous that these things don't flow right away. So, oh, it's flowing. Perfect. I just drew a little mark on a piece of paper. So we're going to open the pen holder. Let's see. It looks like you push a little, there's like a little tab thing here that we're going to open up and slide the pen right in and then close the lid. That's easy. Hold the pen holder and install it in the carriage with the Brother logo facing you. So there's a logo on one side, nothing on the back. So put the logo facing me, and I'm going to drop it in, and then press down the lock lever. Let's see that thing. Oh, I had to press this down a little deeper. Oh, and now the lock lever stays and holds it right in place. Okay, so that's pretty good. And I'm still using exactly what it says in the brand new book. Load the mat with the arrow facing up. So it says hold the mat level, insert it under the feeders, and then press the feed button. So I've got the mat level, and there's the feed button. So here we go. Oh, wow. It's really quiet. I don't know if you could hear anything. I'm used to it being a little bit louder than that. This was so quiet and smooth. And to be honest, I just had my eyes examined, and I had a look in this machine with a hot air balloon, and it goes, and somehow it knows your prescription. It sounded and moved just like that. I mean, how cool is this? Okay, now we don't want to do the whole shape, it says. We just want to draw that part. This has the whole shape, the cutting part and the drawing part. We just want to do the drawing part. And the book tells you how to do that. It says to hit select and then click draw. So I'm going to pick select, draw, and it's thinking, and oh, now it knows just the drawing part. Okay, this is really cool. So now I think we just hit start, and this thing's going to draw. I've never done this before, so here we go. It says, scanner lever is set to position 1. Shift the scanner level to position 2. So on the side here, there's a little lever that deals with the scanner, I guess. And it's at 1 right now. It's marked 1, and the screen says to put it on 2. So it must know for drawing it wants to be on the 2. And you just push it up. That's it. So I'm going to hit OK. We move the scanner lever to position 2, and it seems to know that. So now I'm going to hit start. It is so quiet, and I think it's drawing. How cool is this? You know, I have to admit, I don't do a lot of drawing with my cutting machines because it's a pain for me to figure out how hard the marker should press down, and it's always hard for me. But oh, wow, this actually drew, and it's incredibly detailed. Wow, is that detailed? I can't tell you how beautiful that looks. So now we say OK, and now we're going to cut. So first thing we have to do is take the marker out. So we lift up this little lock, and this comes out. And, you know, because I'm fussy, I'm actually going to take the pen out, and I'll put the cover back on. And the cover is somewhere on my messy table because I was so excited. And now we have the blade. And the first thing we want to do is take off this blade cover, which again, you know, don't touch underneath there because there's a blade sticking out of there someplace. I can't see it, but you don't want to touch it. And we just put this in with the logo facing out according to the book here. Now remember, you know, we used to have to set the blade exposure, you know, put it in here and turn it. There's no markings like that anywhere on here. That's the magic of this DX machine. So put it all the way in, close the little lock. I'm on the next page. And now it says you want to tell it to cut. So we're going to say, please select cut. And now it looks like it has just the cutting part. And I guess we're going to hit start. We don't have anything to set. No pressure, no blade exposure. This is going to be magic. It's so quiet. So the blade, it's raising and lowering by itself. I don't know what it's doing. I've also never seen this project except for the picture, so there could be more intricate cuts in there that I'm just not aware of. It's got a little timer up on the LCD panel that says this will take about 2 minutes, and it's showing you the progress. So that's pretty cool. So it looks like now it's cutting the exterior lines of the box. And I can see little tiny pricks, and I think those are where the score lines would be to kind of soften it so we can fold. But we're going to know in, I don't know, 10 seconds. It's done! Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, now we're going to press the feed button, and it's going to eject the mat. And, you know, just to be neat, and because I love this little built-in storage, I'm going to open the storage and put my tools back. I'm going to be good. I'm not going to put them in the little white bag, though. And I'm going to just slide this carefully back. And it says peel off the cardstock. So, look at this. And now we have to get this off. I would just lift it up, but the instructions say to use the spatula. So I'm going to use the little spatula tool. So I'm going to use the spatula to get this started. Wow. I'm being extra careful. Check this out. That's so cool. Okay, I do want to put this together right away, but because I want to keep everything nice and pristine and new, I'm going to take off the scraps with the little spatula tool, which is super handy. And I'm going to put the protective sheet right back on. Now this is cool too. This is a new thing for this mat. It's got a hole at the top. I'll show you once I get this thing on. Right here there's a little hole, so you can actually hang these up now. That's pretty cool. That's a nice enhancement. So we have our piece, and I'm going to turn the last page, and now we get to assemble it. It says, with the side that was drawn facing down, fold in the direction shown, and it made little tiny dotted lines as score lines. So the folding is pretty easy. So, and I love boxes, and this was so fast. And then this comes up. These guys must go in here. And this one goes up this way. Look at that! We've made a whole project with the brand new ScanNCut DX. Took it right out of the box, set it up. It had the paper and everything in it ready to go. This little instruction booklet. And the instruction booklet says that you're going to make this whole project in, I think it says 8 steps. So how amazing is this? Right out of the box, we're good to go. And because you don't have to mess with any settings, like now I'm eager to put all different size cardstocks, different thicknesses. I think it said we could go to 3 millimeters thick, which is about 1/10 of an inch on the mat. You don't have to do any kind of settings, and it knows how much blade to stick out there and how much pressure to use. And the pen has been the coolest thing. I wonder if I'm going to have to use the pen to write all my notes and cards from now on, since my handwriting is a mess. I can't tell you how exciting I am. How exciting this is. I can't even talk. So I'm going to take this blade back out and put the safety cap back on and put it in its little compartment. I can even put it in the little bag. Close that up. So there you have it. The brand new ScanNCut DX. Out of the box, set up on the table, a project made, and because I was so excited, it feels like it was only about 2 minutes. So I think cutting took 2 minutes, but I don't know, 15, 20 minutes for the whole project, and it's just a beautiful machine. So there you have it. Brand new ScanNCut DX machine, from a shipping box, which is packed amazingly well, to my workbench, to a finished project, all in one go. Now I'm going to go read the reference guides and safety guides and make sure I've done everything right. But I just followed the little book, and we're finished. I'm Joe Rotella. I hope you enjoyed unboxing. You're going to want to unbox your own, I can tell you right now. This is like craziness. This could be my new favorite toy. I'll have to get one for work and one for home.